Hi everybody. Nobody ever said we can't do this again. So let's look at the the most tracked flights today, and also add some weather radar. Um, so I added the weather. Weather's here. I turned on the current weather. I turned on the total precipitation, and I turned on the intense precipitation, North American radar, and Australian radar. I left the clouds off and the volcanic eruption off. All right. So let's look at. So we got. I mean, I'm no meteorologist, but I can gather some information just like anybody else can. Looks like we got some weather on the east coast. Looks like it's going over the Rocky Mountains. There's some precipitation in California. Precipitation in the very northern part of the North Dakota, or that might even be some in Minnesota, Wisconsin. Looks like it's going over the Great Lakes. There's a storm system there. Storm system going over all the way through the North Atlantic, Newfoundland, all the way to Cuba, the Caribbean. So that's the American weather. Up in Canada, looks like they got some precipitation up in the Northern Territories, in British Columbia, and in a little bit in Alberta, Manitoba, and yeah, in Mexico. Looks like a fairly clear day, sunny day there, sunny. Um, yeah, in Central America, looks like there's some storm system going through Central America right here. And all right, so let's look at the top three flights, the top three most tracked flights today, and just discuss those a bit. So let's go start with number three. Number three is a flight from looks like I say worldwide, tracked by 3,517 people. It goes from Mildenhall to not available. Left at 9:53 a.m. Where the heck is Mildenhall? Europe. It looks like Mildenhall is in England, the United Kingdom. And that flight is a military government flight. Boeing E-3C Sentry. Country of registration is the United States. Age of the plane is 42 years. That's what the plane looks like. The U.S. Air Force. And it doesn't say where the plane is going. It said, well, right now it is went through so it's over Jordan again. It's over the Middle East, and looks like it's going southeast, and it's ground speed 461 knots. Barometric altitude is 33,000 feet. Descending a little bit, 64 feet per minute. And into Saudi Arabia. I don't know exactly where the final destination is going to be, because they don't want to tell us. Anyway, that's number three. Number two. Is that the same thing? Number two worldwide. There's more than one of these going. There's 101. There's an 01 call sign, and there's a call sign which I didn't look to see. which one was, so we got O2, trying to confuse me a bit. So we got, there's that one, that's right there. It looks like there's two of them flying together. There's one right there. That's the IO one, the O one, and then this is the IO2. So it's a little bit further. They're kind of flying in unison, or they're maybe that. There's one. No, that's a different one. So they're not quite. So there's the O1, and there's the O2. The O2 is a little bit further ahead, further along into Saudi Arabia. So let's look at the O2. The O2 is going 41 ground speed. Barometric altitude is 32,975 feet. Vertical stand is maintaining the altitude. Military government, very similar plane to the other one. U.S. Air Force, Boeing E-3B Sentry. Country of registration is United States. Age of the aircraft is 50 years. Military government, and they're going somewhere. They're over Saudi Arabia right now. So that's being tracked by 4,985 people at the moment. And then we'll look at the top flight. And this is another U.S. Air Force plane. And this is a different type of plane. It is a Boeing C-17, a Globemaster 3. And that plane, so that one they don't give any information on. Not available in terms of where it started, not available in terms of going. You have a blue, there's a blue-purple line that starts in Medina, Saudi Arabia, and it goes over into Egypt, and then it goes up over in the over the Mediterranean Sea, and then it goes over. Which country is that? Don't know. Yeah, and then I don't know all the countries memorized. Anyway, so then it goes over some land over here, and then it goes. It's kind of hard to follow where this one's going. This one's got. So where the hell is it? Where the hell is this? Adana something? I just kind of going, just flying around. It looks like it's like just kind of patrolling, maybe. Hard to know. Where yeah, there's Turkey there. So it's kind of over by Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus, Mediterranean Sea. Yeah, so that one's at 4,250 feet, not very high up. 171 knots. So that's kind of fairly low. I wonder if it's landing somewhere. Might be landing somewhere over there. Hard to know. Hard to know what that's doing. It's not telling where it started and where it's going. So you're just kind of left to guess a little bit. All right, let's look at let's kind of check out different parts of the world. Yeah, so this is kind of morning time in the United States, and getting close to evening time in much of Europe. Daytime in South America and Africa. It's getting close to the evening. I'll pick a few other flights to look at. Let's see. We'll look at some flights over. Just some random flights over here. Besides plane there. See what that is. That's a plane from Malta. It started in Malta, and it's going to Larnaca. and the country of registration, the United Arab Emirates, and that started at 2:45 p.m. Scheduled to land at 6:05 p.m. But the actual time was 2:48 p.m. and estimated arrival is 5:47 p.m. Passenger plane, 39,000 feet, 64, increasing altitude a little bit, and it's a Boeing 777-31H, parentheses ER, close parentheses. Age of the plane is 16 years, and so there's that. Pick a few more planes. Let's pick a plane that's going over. Let's see here. I got a plane that's going into going across the Atlantic from east to west, and it started in Frankfurt. That's pretty cool colors on that plane. It's a green and white plane. Condor. So Condor is Green Island livery. So I started in Frankfurt, and it's going to Montego Bay. Frankfurt is in Germany. Montego Bay, not sure what that is. So I started at 10:30 a.m. Scheduled to get to Montego Bay at 3:55 p.m. Actual time of departure is 11:16 a.m. Estimated arrival is 4:07 p.m. So it's been flying for 4 hours and 27 minutes, and it has 6 hours and 23 minutes to go. 3,200 kilometers in, and 4,900 kilometers left to go on the flight. Airbus A330-941, registered to Germany, and age of the plane is only 3 years old, 38,000 feet. It's going through some precipitation right now, and let's just see if we get lightning. There was a place where I was like, yeah, I gotta buy some. I'm not gonna do that right now. Clouds. There's cloud cover. That kind of distorts the view a little bit. I'm gonna leave that off. I got that one. Yeah, that's pretty cool colors on that plane. All right, and then I'll do one more. Let's do one that's kind of going through. So let's do a plane that's going to like New Zealand or Australia. Dallas to Auckland. Here's an American Airlines flight, AAL35, and this one started in Dallas, Fort Worth, and it is going to Auckland, New Zealand. Actual flight time departure was 10:57, and estimated arrival is 8:29. Left a little bit early. They scheduled to leave at 10:59 p.m. And so they left at night, and then they're getting there in the morning. They're flying at night. They're kind of tracking they're staying. They're catching up to the darkness, and or they left the darkness, and then they're it's interesting. They're going that way, and so it seems like they would be going into more. I don't know. So somehow the light. So they're in the dark now. They were in the dark before. I believe that the light kind of is going this way. It's kind of the way the Earth rotates. The light is going. So they're kind of staying at nighttime. Apparently, but they're going. They're kind of going south west. And they're going this way, and so they're over the South Pacific Ocean, and the country of registration is United States. Brand new plane, passenger plane, 38,000 feet, staying at the same altitude, and it's this one's got about of 4 hours and 44 minutes left in the flight. Yeah. Anyhow, so it looks like they're going through some weather there. There's precipitation. Looks like all over the South Pacific. A lot of rain. The green is rain. Right? Anyway, that's all I got today. Hope you have a wonderful day.